And we're back on the range. Gotta keep getting the reps in. So, 2 videos have come before this one. The initial range session and the, or 3 videos actually, and the 9 holes. Just straight up showing you guys kind of how my game usually is. And actually, that 9 holes was probably the best it could have gone as far as setting the precedent for what my golf game looks like on a regular basis. And then there's another one, which may or may not be out yet. I'm not sure. It's going to be a challenge against myself that I came up with where it's a worse ball, 2-ball worse ball, but I can't hit the same club on both shots. I have to hit different clubs to kind of make it challenging. And that was torture. So, did not, I mean, I don't know what I was expecting. I knew it wasn't going to go well, but it went not very good. But yeah, so let's focus on the 9 holes. So, watching some of those clips back, I definitely started thinking a little bit about how, like, my game, it seemed like 9 holes or 18 always kind of starts slipping on the on like the home stretch, the last few holes. I don't know if it's like a mental thing, but like, so let's say like on the video I was playing 9 holes, right? And then I was fucking like 100 through 5 or something. I don't remember the exact score. Maybe even through 5. That's like the best, some of the best golf I've played. I was kind of, I mean, I wasn't hitting the ball perfect, but I was scrambling and putting some good scores together. And then, oh yeah. And then, like, hole like 7, 8, 9, I think even 6 came around and I was just shitting the bed. I was throwing up like double, and I think I even had a triple in there, which is like brutal. And even on, the only thing that would be different if we played 18 instead of 9 is that my front 9 probably would have stayed being really good, and then as soon as I got to like 14 and on, the same thing probably would have happened. So like, I'm wondering now if it's like a mental block with the home stretch. I used to think it was like physical exhaustion. Like I used to think, because I have a really bad habit of, I don't even drink like an ounce of water on the course when I play. So that needs to be fixed. I also don't eat anything. And so that had me thinking, okay, it's probably that I don't fucking drink water or eat anything. But I'll drink swing juice, I'll remember that. But I won't remember to drink water or eat. And I was like, okay, it must be physical exhaustion. But clearly, the last 9 holes might have proved something. Or maybe it's a fluke. We'll see when we play another 9 holes this week. Probably tomorrow or the next day I plan on playing. Or maybe both, who knows. So, we'll see if that's a fluke, and if maybe if I'm through 9 holes I actually can keep it together and it not be a mental thing. But that had me thinking of an analogy. It's like my golf game's a car, right? And water's the gas, food is like nitrous, and swing juice is the oil. I've been driving my car on empty with just putting oil in it. The car's not going to run great. I mean, you might be able to get pretty far on empty, like through 9 holes if I'm playing 18, or through 6 if I'm playing 9. But as soon as I hit that back 9, I'm on empty. So I got to start putting some gas in my car. I got to start drinking water while I'm out there to stay hydrated, while also keeping oil in there, because oil is just as important. You know, the swing juice and the oil. So it lets my muscles feel free. It's what lets me swing easy. So I need to keep that going too. And then food's just a bonus. That's just like fuck it, let's throw some NOS on this whip and really blast off. So I might need to soup up my golf game, start drinking water and eating food, while making sure I still do my oil checks and oil changes. Make sure the swing juice is in there. But yeah, I think that's gonna be what I'm gonna try and focus on next time. It's doing that, and then also on the mental side of things, focusing on just like golf's like a weird sport, right? It's super counterintuitive. I was actually talking to Caitlyn Jenner about this on the range at Sherwood, where I work, and we were talking about how like when she was an athlete, an Olympian, she would just get she ran off adrenaline, and she'd get pumped up, fired up, and just want to kill whatever she was doing. But it's like you can't do that in golf. You gotta like do the opposite. You gotta like stay calm. You gotta mellow out. It's like so counterintuitive. So I need to work on that too. Not letting the adrenaline get to me when I'm having a really good round, and not let the pressure beat me down, because how else am I ever supposed to get good? I mean, you look at the pros, right? You're playing in these tournaments for so much money, or even the Ryder Cup this last weekend. I mean, look at what was on the line for them. But I don't want to repeat their performance. Sadly, we were defeated. I find it really interesting how much media goes around about it. Like, there were all these things talking about Cantley's hat, and then they talked to him about it, and he says, like, no, the hat just didn't fit. And so it's like, okay, that makes sense. But I don't get where all these other stories come from, where people were like, he was complaining about not getting paid or something. So it's like, I don't know if those are all true, or if he was the one, you know, having a little fun with it by saying it just didn't fit. I don't know, but I find that stuff interesting. And like all these things, like the Rory thing and all this, like everyone just blows all these things out of proportion, I feel like. But that's the business, I guess. Gotta get those clicks. And I'm sorry if it's really windy and you guys can hear that. I got the dead cat on it, but I don't know how much it's gonna help. It's been a windy day today. Pitching wedge. Time to move up. I did actually practice about 2 days ago now. And I felt like I had a really good breakthrough, a breakthrough that I was actually talking about to you guys about my swing. I was like, I could feel a breakthrough coming, and guess what? I think it came yesterday. I've been hitting the ball really good. I hit the ball 2 days ago, and then now I'm here today. It's staying consistent so far. I'm not gonna make the assumption that's gonna happen throughout the whole range session, because assumptions are dangerous. But so far so good. The breakthrough I had, or at least the swing thought right now that's really helping me, as I was watching reels, obviously, my coach. I was talking to my coach, and I saw a thing of Tommy Fleetwood talking about, and who else was it? I think Rory, talking about how they get in the backswing. I needed to focus on staying more center over it. I feel like I'm swaying too much in my swing. I think that's what I was doing in my round too. Focusing on staying center over the ball, going back, and then feeling like that weight shifts over, and I get back to here with not all my weight over on this foot, but I need to feel like I go back and then just bring myself into this position, weight kind of on this foot, I'm back to center. The club would typically be like back here, and then I could focus on kind of using this foot to almost push my hip out of the way, and then think about bringing my handle left so that I also kind of open my hips. That's the main thing I've been trying to focus on. My swing, it doesn't look much different in full speed, and it definitely doesn't look anything like that feel drill I just did, but that's the whole point of feel versus real, is I'm trying to create that feeling, kind of feel it in my swing, and then it looks nothing like that. I think you get the point. That's another thing that's trippy about golf, is like feel versus real. Like sometimes I feel like I've made the biggest change. I remember in the beginning I used to take my club like this on my takeaway and then fucking come back through it. And I remember they were like, okay, like bring it to here. And I remember feeling like I was bringing the club up here. Like, it's just like, some things in your golf swing just feel so different than what it actually looks like. And so, like, I'm thinking, when I'm in my swing, this is literally what I feel like. I feel like I'm doing this. But it looks nothing like that. Like, I'm still, like, partially on my toe, my front left toe, and all these things. So it's like, golf is, that, and then, like I talked about earlier with what I was talking with Caitlyn Jenner about, it's like, it makes golf so hard. It's so counterintuitive. It's so hard to feel what you're actually doing. And that's why coaching and getting lessons and all that stuff is so important, and I just refuse to do it. Because I'm convinced that I'll be able to do something different. In the hundreds of years that golf has been around, I'm convinced that I'm going to be the guy that's going to do this without a coach. Also, yeah, like 2 days ago when I was here, I started, like, my grip just started feeling weird. Like, as I take it back, like, it feels like I'm, like, fucking closing the shit out of it. But I'm like, it's weird how, like, when you mentally get fixated on something, even though it's literally the same as it was, it now feels, like, foreign, and it feels wrong. Get over this fucking weird grip feeling thing. Gotta thug it out. You know what I'm saying? In bigger news, speaking of Sherwood, Caitlyn Jenner, obviously I get to meet some pretty cool people there. I mean, shout out Bill West, member there. Dude's dope. So nice. Makes you feel like a person, which is cool. But I had a pretty big weekend of meeting celebrities out there today. Like Chandler Parsons, forgot the other guy's name. So another basketball player. I don't remember his name. But I was there, and I got to meet the legend himself. I got to meet Bobby Fairways out there. I mean, talk about turning my mood completely around. I went out there. I opened, right? So I'm up at 5. I drive out there at 5:30, and I'm opening at 6. It's fine. I enjoy those shifts more than closing. I like waking up early, sorta. It doesn't look like it when I wake up, but I think I do like it. And I was kind of having a slow morning. wasn't feeling super fired up. And then I was talking to Chandler Parsons on the range, and he's all like, "Oh yeah, can I get a Robbie Burger put onto the front gate list so that he could get in? He's Ubering." And I was like, holy shit, you're bringing fucking Bobby Fairways out here. And we watched his story together, and it was just fucking hilarious, man. And then I remember I drove around the corner back to go up to the range, because you had to drive up a little hill to get up to the range. And I made eye contact with him, and I had the dumbest fucking open-faced smile, just like staring at him like I just saw like the fucking, I don't know, something dope. I can't think of anything doper than Bobby Fairways right now. But made eye contact with him. He said, "What's up?" Chatted. I was like, damn, I never thought I'd be cleaning Bobby Fairways clubs, and it was sick, dude. He's a good guy. I mean, talk about someone that's the same in the videos as he is in person. Like, just genuine, super nice. Talked to me. It felt like I was literally like, it felt the same as if I was watching a video, like, except he was right there in front of me. It felt so surreal. It was so sick. And then I ended up staying 2 hours after my shift, just so I could watch him come in and get a picture with him, because I didn't want to bother him while he was warming up and, you know, all that stuff. But I got a picture with him. I'll probably post it on my Instagram soon here. But yeah, dude, fuck what they say, man. Meet your heroes. People always say, don't meet your heroes, they're gonna end up being losers or whatever. They're gonna be pieces of shit. Not Bobby Fairways, man. I'm so glad I met my hero. Even better in person. It was awesome. Oh yeah, and then I saw Barack Obama the next day. Not nearly as cool as seeing Bobby Fairways, but pretty cool also, I guess, sort of. He's not as dope. Voice is sick, but not as sick as Bobby Fairways' voice. Again, I really hope this isn't too windy. a good video maker would probably check. I'm just gonna keep talking. I haven't even checked if this is recording. I hope it's recording. I don't know. And I wonder why things go wrong in my videos. Because I don't check shit. I think it sounds pretty good though. This is gonna be the one. This is gonna be the one that fixes it. Bingo. That's it right there. That's the shot I like to see playing. Fat, low, like, you know, I don't play little pitch shots. I just hit shots fat instead of hitting a pitch shot. I won't club down. I'll hit my 7-iron fat to go 100 yards instead of pulling like a 60. Breathe. Let's recuperate. Dial in. That's what I need to do on the course more, man. I also need to keep fucking drilling this feel into my head. I was walking around my girlfriend's house yesterday. Every 3 steps was just no club in my hand and just the same thing, just sitting there, just getting that feel ingrained into my head. I probably do it at least 100 times a day. Because I'm not out here to have a good time, man. I'm out here to finally make some improvements in my golf game. I want to be scratch. I want to be able to take on Fat Perez. But not with that swing. Let's go back to a wedge. Let's pick up my 60 degree here. Let's go back to a wedge and just hit some nice and easy little like half or quarter shots. Just nice and easy. We'll aim for this red flag even. You know, speaking of adding structure to my range sessions, clearly I still haven't. Didn't in the last range session, didn't in the range session before that I recorded. And I didn't get to record my warm-up for my round. No, I'm pulling it a little bit. So, didn't have any structure there. It's time to add structure. And you know what? What better time than right now? Okay? Start thinking about these range sessions. I actually showed up and you guys saw some of it. I did a little dynamic warm-up, and then I just did some nice easy shots to loosen up, rather than grabbing like a pitching wedge or a 7-iron and trying to just rip some right out of the gate. So that's improvement right there. Here's some improvement. New rule I need to add. Fuck. If I start getting quick, getting out of my rhythm or whatever, I just gotta switch to a wedge and relax. Relax, get back into my headspace. Yeah, shank a couple. Yeah, I'm way more relaxed now that I just shanked the ball. And then, I should probably putt. I should probably chip. I should probably do a lot of things. But we'll see if I actually do it. I've just been pretty busy, which is good. I like being busy. I spent the whole summer without a job. Holy shit. Alright, we gotta stop. I spent the whole summer without a job. Just don't get me wrong, what an honor. What a privilege it was to be able to live like that for a little bit. Man, that was fun. But the time has come to start grinding again. Because a man with no purpose seeks distractions. He seeks to distract himself from the fact that he's not accomplishing what he wants to. That's, guess where I got that. Reels. But that's a dope quote, huh? If I didn't tell you it was from Reels, you probably would have been like, fuck, man. This guy knows something. He's thinking on a different plane than I am. And I might be, but I'm gonna clue you guys in. I'm gonna keep you guys in the loop of what I'm thinking and what I'm feeling, so that you could maybe pick out the positive and good things and then implement them in your life. And then just disregard all the crap It's weird. I get in the mental thing with these mats, dude. Like, they're pointed the wrong way or whatever. Like, I gotta aim whatever direction it's pointing. I just tried to aim at that flag, a little offline. Start fucking shanking it. There's just something about seeing these lines around me that makes me like. It's like people practice like this. They line up with an alignment stick towards what they have. And these lines kind of act like that. They mess with me when I want to aim outside of them. I mean, I think my shot dispersion is kind of tightened up a little bit, which is good. I really do think it's tightened up a little bit. I did not have very good. Uh-oh. Yeah, speaking of shot dispersion. Still don't have good shot dispersion. I take it back. Yeah, another thing I noticed while watching those videos, I swear like a sailor. I almost did it again, and I'm gonna try my best. I'm gonna try my best to dial it back because I think it's a little much. It's like I talk like that like when I play video games or when I'm golfing, which is like 90% of. Now it's more like 50% of my life. It was more when I didn't have a job, but now I got 2 jobs, so staying busy, so I'm not swearing as much there. But I mean, that video. I mean, there's a lot of words in that video, and I'm gonna try my best to dial it back a little bit. I'm not gonna take it out of my vocabulary. You know what I mean? I'm not good. I can't do that. I don't want to have to really change too much of who I am or how I normally act. You know, I've found that making these videos is a good way of just, I mean, maybe not necessarily in the first 2, but I think a little bit more in this one. As far as being myself a little bit more. Like, I don't necessarily act like, I generally am like a more reserved version of myself around most people, especially those that I don't really necessarily like or don't feel really comfortable around. I'm definitely classified as an introvert, but then once I get comfortable with people, I can be pretty loud. I can be have a pretty outgoing personality. It just takes a while to get to that. I think I'm starting to get to it in front of the camera, which hopefully means I'm starting to get to that in front of other people. I'm hoping it'll translate well into my everyday life, just sort of being more comfortable. You know, hitting balls good. There's nothing like it. There's literally, people always joke about it, like on like Zyre Golf or whatever, like it's the best feeling in the world. It's puring a 7-iron off the fairway and landing next to the pin. I say it with that voice, but it is. It's hard to capture with words the feeling of playing good golf. It's just the best. And I think a lot of it has to do with that this is the one thing that's like a battle against yourself. You know what I mean? You're not playing against someone else. Fuck, I keep overdrawing it. I'm like, no wind there. That's going to go way more left than it is, which is the problem. But it's a battle within yourself. So I feel like when you play good in golf, it almost feels like you're beating that part of yourself that you might think is holding you back. Like, when I'm playing good golf, like, I gotta have a bunch of aspects of my life in check. Mental game, physical game. You know, you gotta be smart. You gotta be thinking about all these different things, like wind or which way the green's gonna slope, things like that. And so I feel like when you got all those things, when you're playing good golf, I feel like it's generally indicative of like a good headspace, or maybe not a good headspace, but maybe that you are dialed in. Alright, I'll have to kind of open. I don't quite know what I'm trying to say, but I think, and I hope the gist of it kind of gets across. It's like, It's like you're winning against yourself, which is like life. It's winning against yourself. There's nothing really holding you back except for you, in most scenarios. At least in mine. Like, what was keeping me from making YouTube videos? Me. Not other people. I could sit there all day and be like, oh, you know what, I would make YouTube videos, but people are gonna like judge me for it or something like that. I don't really know. But it's like, no. You're not making videos because you're worried about, or I'm worried about people judging me. It's not that the fact that the people will judge, it's that I'm worried about it. And so, that's like, even recording these videos and getting more comfortable in front of the camera and uploading these, it's like winning a battle against myself. And it feels good. I think that's why golf feels so good. Granted, there's also the bonuses of the fact that the other exhilarating parts of sports. If you're playing a match against someone, beating someone else, and coming out on top, that feeling of competition, it's like in us. So that is also another, reason golf is so great. It's once you start playing it, man, like I've been trying to get a couple of my friends into it for a while, and one of them just went out. His mom golfs, and I'm like, are you fucking kidding me? You don't go out and play golf? And your mom freaking golfs? But he just went out there the other day, and he said he had fun. He's barely swung clubs, and he had fun out there. Now, granted, I did give him a little shit. I'm like, all right, you're in for a rude awakening, buddy. I was like, so how many putts does it normally take you to get in the hole? He's like, 2 every time. And I was like, all right. You wish. Maybe you did, because I remember when I started golfing, I don't know if this is everyone that just starts golfing, putting is like innate. Like, I was pretty good at putting. I felt like I was sinking them from deep. You know what I mean? But now I can't. Now there's like other things you think about, and I wonder, I'm going on so many tangents here, but I wonder if that's like, because your mind gets so bogged down with thinking about all these things like break. Oh my god, look at that. Look at this little bump in the green. It's going to be the reason I have to avoid that, or all these other things like start affecting your game, I feel like, and maybe that's why you become worse at putting. Or maybe it's why you become better, because you think about those things. I think it's all dependent on the person, but back to what I was saying, I was giving him shit. Because I'm like, you're in for a rude awakening, dude. He's like putting so easy. And he's like, as soon as I can hit my irons, he's like, this game is going to be simple. And I was like, oh, I'm sorry, man. He's like, it's not going to take long to dial it in. And I'm like, yeah, well, I've been here, me and my other friend who've been playing for 4 years, we started at the same time. We're like, we hope it's easy for you, man, but I don't know if it will be. Now let's go back to the other thing that was a tangent of, which was golf is also just fun. Once you start playing and you just enjoy being out here. What's better than this, man? You're outside, you're active. Sport where you can drink, swing juice, of course, and have fun. 4 people. There's so much room for conversation and all these other things. It's just the best. It's the best sport. It really is. No question about it. Fuck. But being the best sport comes with its challenges. I think it's probably also the hardest sport. Hardest learning curve. People always think it's the easiest because it looks so simple, right? But no. It's all deceptive. It's counterintuitive. Like I said, there's all these different things that make it as hard as it is. I wouldn't trade playing golf for anything, except for maybe like $1 billion, but oh, that was a nice one. But even then, the only reason I really want to make money is so I can fucking play golf. So maybe $1 billion wouldn't do me too well. Because then what am I going to do? Play tennis at a country club? Fuck that. You don't go to a country club to play tennis. You go to a country club to play fucking golf. There it is! There's the golf shot. All my clubs secondhand. except for this hybrid came brand new. I bought it secondhand on Callaway Pre-Owned. By the way, Callaway Pre-Owned. It's dog shit. Callaway Pre-Owned, such a great website for buying clubs secondhand. I mean, I bought this thing in like very good condition, and it came with a wrapper on it. It was brand new. So it's like, if you need some, and they don't just have Callaway on there. Obviously, they have other brands as well. But I mean, trustworthy, good prices. They're always having sales. This isn't an ad for them. I mean, hopefully one day it's an ad for them. But great website for buying clubs. I actually bought my TaylorMade Sim driver on there. I bought one of my wedges. It came in really good shape. There's some fire deals on there. Oh yeah. This ain't no hobby. This ain't no hobby. This is a full-time gig right here, boys. That's what it takes to be great right there. It's probably not even online. I'm just gonna start calling Reels Coach. Another tip I got from Coach was when you like are going to like swing a club. It was like a video literally where the guy did this, like he went like this, and he's like, how far up will the club go on the other side? Not all the way, but how far will it go up if you pull up? And it's like almost back to where it was. And so that made me think of more about the other video Coach, or the other tip I got from Coach about that first move being bringing yourself back and then using that leg to push yourself, move your hips out of the way, pull the handle to the left, and then also in that motion of pulling out, you're kind of like lifting up slightly, which I think is generating power. I don't know. I'm kind of piecing these together. That's at least how it makes sense in my head. And there's definitely some golf coach out there watching this like, don't fucking listen to this, dude. Holy shit. I mean, that's push, but suck on that swing, whatever fucking coach is out there saying that. Listen to me. I know what I'm talking about. I got the best coach in the world. I mean, he's global. I'm pulling knowledge from all across the internet, and my coach is just delivering it to me in a 6-second long format. That's so bad. Something else I wanted to mention. I feel like something I've realized, and even in starting this and starting a couple jobs, you know, I got friends making 6 figures already at 22 years old. I'm 22, and I'm making a little above minimum wage on a part-time job, and then working an unpaid internship. So it kind of makes you feel like you're like, wow, like, I don't know, like, what, did I do something wrong? Am I not? It makes you feel like you gotta rush into things. It makes you feel like you got no time. But all I got is time, baby. Gotta take the opportunities you got. I got to play Sherwood. I've got to meet some cool people. Probably would have never met Bob Does Sports at that time if I didn't work there. So that's fucking awesome. Gotta look at the positives. This internship, I'm really enjoying it. It's unpaid, but I'm happily putting in the man hours because I'm enjoying it. So it's like things will work out. But what people mix up is people hear things will work out, everything's gonna work out, and they think that means they can kind of sit idly by and wait for them to work out. And that's kind of the mindset I used to have, and I think that's what kind of got me into this position now of maybe I'm not where I want to be. And again, like I said, I've kind of come to a more positive realization on that, in that that's fine. I'm gonna put in the work now, and I will be where I want to be. It's not a matter of if, but when. And so I think people get, including myself, get in these mindsets of it's going to work out, sit idly by, and that's kind of what I did. I sat idly by, and I'm like, it's just going to kind of work out. And it will. But that doesn't mean you don't have to put the work in the background for it to end up that way. And that's something I'm starting to realize. My last internship, I kind of just figured things would work out. They didn't. It's because I didn't put in the time, didn't put in the work. And that's what I'm trying to do now. And even this, it'll work out. It's not a matter of if, but when. As long as I stay consistent and as long as I put in the work into trying to make this work, I can do it. It's one of my favorite quotes my friend gave me. It's not a matter of if, but when. As long as you're consistent, success is inevitable. Drop a like if me buying a Scotty camera would get you to subscribe. Because if so, I'll do it. I'll buy my subs. Holy fuck. We gotta go back to an iron. This is not working. You know what it is? There's no gas in the tank. There's no gas in the tank. Gotta change that. That water is hot. First world problems. My water's warm. Just like that, we're back, baby. It's like a switch, and I can flip that shit whenever I want. I think I've asked for tips. If you guys have any tips, maybe I'll have a day or like a video where I try all my subscriber tips that you guys post, and we'll see which one does the best, which one changes my game the most, for the better and for worse. We'll do which tip makes me dog shit and which tip actually I might consider keeping. Oh yeah, I sent Bobby Fairways a message too on Instagram. He still hasn't responded to me. It's fucked up. So don't meet your heroes. They'll never respond to your DMs. I mean, that's got to be the only DM sitting in his inbox, right? Oh, I'm going to be ruthless when I play him in my match one day. I'm taking no prisoners in our match. As you can see, I'm playing lights out. Okay, we're jumping over to the piece of shit chipping area that I talked about in my last range video. Oh yeah. That's good action on the ball. Way long. That's the only problem I've been having with my chipping. I think you guys saw that. I haven't been practicing it, so I have no sort of power control. As far as like, this chip shot should just be like, this should be like the most, I think I'm just gonna leave the camera there too, by the way. I don't feel like carrying you guys around. Like this, that should be the most routine chip shot in the world. Should it not? Like, straight uphill. I mean, granted, this chipping green's a piece of shit. Like, this might be one of the most illegal pins I've ever seen in my life. It is on the fattest side hill slant. Here we go. This is to you guys. Hands. Hands. Aw, I knew you guys wouldn't catch it. You're so dumb. So unathletic of you. It should just be more like a low little pop-up shot that'll roll up there and be fine. But like, I'm not good at hitting those or gauging speed on my chip shots right now, or distance. But man, if I could fucking hit the ball in the air, you know what I mean? Like, check this out, guys. Alright. Just sculled that over the green. I'm a little worried about running out of storage again, so I'm just gonna wrap it up here. I think that's it for today's session. I might chip around for a bit longer, but I'm gonna run out of storage. I don't wanna like record a bunch of shit again that just doesn't get saved. It's like the 5th time I fucked up on this stuff. It's harder than it looks, guys, I swear. So yeah, that's it for today's session. I'm going to try and play in a couple of days, so hopefully you'll have that video to look forward to. I might be playing with someone else, so if there's like a challenge you want to see specifically, otherwise I think I might just give him some shots. Or maybe we'll do a scramble thing, see how low we can go. He's a beginner, so we'll see if he even wants to do it. But yeah, I'll probably do another 9 holes and then maybe another challenge. I'm trying to do that every week. So I'll see you guys then. Stay up, players.